Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So if you watched my video from Thursday, you're going to know exactly who this guy is. He saw a magistrate who then said, wait one, I'll send you to Judge Washington, good luck. So he's already, losing on that front. But then on the other front, he has a video with Judge Simpson from a few weeks ago. And then he just saw Judge Simpson again today. We're going to watch the first clip. It's like 3 minutes. It's not long at all. Judge Simpson has him taken back to the jail because he's being an idiot in court. And then while in jail, he decides to be a bigger idiot. And then today, again Thursday, it's a 10-minute video of him acting like an asshole in court. We're going to watch those. Enjoy the video.
Court calls the case People versus Thomas Styron.
I'm Stein, the living man. I'm here by special appearance to address this matter.
I'm sorry?
So I'm Thomas Styron, the living man, not Thomas Ulrich Styron, the entity you know me as, or as I'm in the papers. I'm here to address the matter.
All right, thank you. Wish to be represented by an attorney, sir?
No, I'm here, sir, address the appropriate persona.
If I've said it once, I've said it a million times at this point. If your entire diet is based off lead paint chips and chugging rubbing alcohol, maybe you should take a step back and go, I shouldn't represent myself.
All right. I do have to advise, so you're going to represent, you need to stand in the middle of the podium where he's telling you to stand. Now. Mr. Allen. If you don't want to cooperate and handle things, he wanted you in the middle of the podium where you're supposed to be. If you don't want to be there, then say no. I'm telling you now to do it.
If you want me to stand closer to the mic, no problem.
Sir, you want to play a game with me?
No.
Not today. Mr. Allen, take him. We'll bring him back out when he wants to cooperate. Yeah, I need an interpreter for the last two and that one.
May I swear the interpreter?
Yes, is it for the last two cases?
Yes.
Yeah, that one we'll swear in.
A few moments later.
Get somebody from security to check back there.
She's got a shirt on. So I'll take it up handcuffs, so I'll deal with him. I'll take the cuffs off. Get it out.
I don't know that we're gonna be doing all that, but let me ask you something. On the Styron matter, I sent my bailiff back to get him to bring him back out. The court is of the understanding that defendant number one is being, I will say, uncooperative, has purposely done some things to make it difficult to bring him out. What I'm going to do at this point in time, we're not going to wait and not going to play his game. We will hear him next week because of his behavior today before the court. At this point, I will revoke his bond and I will adjourn the probable cause conference. He certainly poses a risk to even bring him out. So I will adjourn this out to May 2nd, 2024, 9 a.m. or as the invite indicates. I will leave it there for the reasons that I've stated on the record. Mr. Mansour, he is not represented by counsel. If you would, for the court, take the opportunity to go back and to apprise him that of what the court has done and that I will see him next week. The court feeling that he's being uncooperative and not compliant. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, this one's going to be a long one. Judge Simpson didn't want to play his games. Good on him, and I'll tell you why in a second. He took his shirt off, covered the bars, didn't want to come out. So, from experience, I'm going to tell you an extraction story. We had a camera in every cell. Turns out it's very easy to cover the camera lens with spit, boogers, human shit, spit on toilet paper, yada yada. So, that was covered. He covered the entire front of the bars and window with his shirt, underwear, and pants, so we couldn't see anything going on inside. And he had jammed his shoes and his socks into the toilet. Flush, flush, flush. Cell was now flooding. So the whole point of him covering that door was he wanted somebody to come in. We wanted to extract him out of the cell because flooding. He was naked. We couldn't tell where he was in the cell because the camera was blocked. All of our views were blocked. We had to go in and extract a naked guy covered in water, slippery as shit, to get him out. I'm not saying that guy is going to go that far, but the whole point of him doing that is to make it more difficult for them to get him and to try to be as, I'm not going to say violent, but sovereign citizens, kind of par for the course for them. He wants somebody in that cell with him. Whether it's going to be just to be difficult, whether it's to fight them. That's what the whole point was, and good on Judge Simpson to just say, see you next week.
Case People versus Thomas Styron. Here we go.
Mr. Public Defender of Otello on behalf of Mr. Styron, who stands to my left. Well, let's talk to the judge about that. Right?
We've been through this. Seems to be some confusion.
What's the confusion?
I've stated multiple times on the record that I wish to represent myself.
Well, I thought we got rid of that issue the last.
Yeah, I thought so too. I spoke to this gentleman right here and expressed my wish to represent myself as well.
All right. Well, if he doesn't want you, I mean, we'll figure that out in a moment. So, Mr. Styron, we're going to go through this again. What do we want to do in this case? You understand what you charged with, sir?
So, I understand what the charges are against me, yeah.
Okay, look, you're going to have to give me straightforward answers to my questions because I've got to make sure that you understand certain things. I got to do certain things here.
From my understanding,
You understand, first of all, that if you do indeed direct, you want to smile about it and laugh about it, take him back. We'll call him out later. Take him back. You keep laughing. You laugh one more time, that's 30 days. Go contempt. Look it up.
Some random people, let's call them normies, are going to say, oh, that judge overreacted. What is he doing? But anybody who watches this type of content where sovereign citizens end up in court, sovereign citizens are idiots. They don't want to answer questions correctly. They use words that they don't actually know what they mean, and they get stuck in situations like this. Judge Simpson is not trying to spend, we've seen it before, 30 minutes trying to figure out the gibberish that they're saying. He took him back, and the video's a minute old so far.
What? She's got another case. You told me she was done. You're what? Oh, they're there. All right. Court calls the case of the People versus Styron. Recall. State your name.
my name is Thomas Styron, living man.
Mr. Styron, you are before the court. You have elected to represent yourself. I do have to advise you that you have 3 counts against you. The first count is that of fleeing and eluding 3rd degree under the motor vehicle code. Do you understand the nature of that charge, sir?
This is under the assumption that you're compelling me to identify as Thomas York Styron, the legal entity on this case.
I believe that you are. Do you understand the nature of the charge, sir?
I don't understand how the name you have on the case and who I am is 2 different people.
I have a complaint, Thomas Styron II. Do you understand that that individual is charged with fleeing and eluding 3rd degree?
So,
Do you understand the nature of that charge? You just need to answer my question.
for the record,
Take him back, and when he decides he wants to cooperate, we'll bring him back, maybe.
So So I forgot the name of the judge because I've only seen him in, I think, 2 videos. But he ran into a sovereign citizen who wanted to play the corporate fiction card. Oh, that's not me, Judge. You got the wrong guy. And the judge is like, oh, time out, guys. Do we have the wrong guy? Like, what the fuck? And after some time, he's like, oh, you got me. You got me. You played the game. This is you, but you don't want to claim it's you because it's all caps. Okay, well, I'm going to say it's you because that's what your mother calls you. Moving on. That's how every single judge should treat these people in these situations.
I'm not threatening you. Say one more word and that's 30 days. 30 days.
Bye. See you when I see you. Goodbye.
Recalls case, people of the state of Michigan versus Thomas Styron II. Styron, you are before the court on a felony complaint that does allege count 1. And I'm going to presume, since you do not want to answer the court's questions, that you understand English and understand what I'm saying. You are before the court on 3 charges. Count 1 is the charge of fleeing and eluding 4th to 3rd degree. Under the Michigan Motor Vehicle Code, that is a felony punishable by up to 5 years incarceration or $1,000 fine plus court cost, and would require the Secretary of State to suspend your license for up to 1 year upon conviction. Count 2 is assaulting, resisting, and obstructing a police officer. That is a felony or high court misdemeanor punishable by up to 2 years incarceration and or a $2,000 fine plus court cost. Count 3 is a misdemeanor offense of operating with a license suspended, denied, and or revoked. That is a misdemeanor as indicated, punishable by up to 93 days, $500 fine plus court cost. Your vehicle could be subject to immobilization. Since you refused previously to answer my acknowledgement as to whether you understand that, I will assume that you understand what you're charged with.
All right, so flee and elude, resisting, driving without a license. If you watched my video from yesterday, he's facing another driving without an ID charge in another county. From working in the state of Michigan, doing a shit ton of court paperwork for these exact same charges. In most cases, flee and elude is a felony. They always drop it down to a misdemeanor. But in this case, I don't think Judge Simpson is going to be willing to do that. Now, should he be facing 7 years for all those charges? In my opinion, abso-fucking-lutely. This guy's absolutely not ever going to change his ways. He was convicted of something thief-wise, was facing fines, didn't pay those fines, and then started driving everywhere without a license, clearly 2 places, not taking care of it, not taking responsibility for his actions, to the point where he went on Google, how do I drive with no license, and found some sovereign citizen bullshit, and here he is.
You are also entitled to be represented by counsel at this and all subsequent proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney would be provided at public expense to represent you in this matter. You are entitled, as indicated, to be represented at this proceeding, all subsequent proceedings, including your preliminary examination, and if the matter were to proceed by trial, you would be entitled to counsel. It is, as we have gone through the previous proceedings, the court's understanding that you do not wish to be represented by counsel, and that this matter will then proceed forth with you representing yourself. I have to advise you that in representing yourself, the court will make the presumption that you understand the Michigan court rules, those regarding both procedure and those regarding evidence. The court will not be providing any legal assistance to you during the course of those proceedings and will hold you to the same standards that I would hold an attorney representing or practicing before this court. So, with all of that, and with the court's understanding that you do not want to be represented by counsel, I will set this matter for its next proceeding.
You understand I'm the beneficiary, not the trustee, right?
So I've noticed this is a new trend from sovereign citizens and Moors, the whole trustee versus beneficiary nonsense. Let's see how the Honorable Judge Simpson replies.
That will be the preliminary examination. I will set the preliminary examination. Has discovery been provided to the defendant?
Your Honor, he was previously represented by the public defender. I don't know if they turned over the paperwork to him.
Does anybody from the public defender's office know whether or not the defendant has been provided discovery? Mr. Odetella. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Your Honor, we have the discovery. I have not been able to share that discovery with Mr. Steyer, and I tried to speak with him and go over it, but I'd be happy to turn that over to him at the first available.
All right, if you would either turn that over to the court officer so that they can provide that to Mr. Styron so that he has some discovery, and if you could do that today, I would appreciate it.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm setting the preliminary examination. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
The people would have their witnesses available June 11th.
So Judge Simpson's grand plan was, I'm not even going to acknowledge this guy's bullshit. I believe they said June 11th. So this guy has coming up this month, 3 days from when I made the video. He has court with Judge Washington. So that's the 26th. And then June 11th, he's got to come back here. So this guy's in for the shittiest 15, 20 days.
Set this matter for preliminary examination in person, June 11th, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before me. Defendant, as was leaving the courtroom the last time, the court did find the defendant in contempt, sentenced him to 30 days. Defendant will serve that sentence. The court will sign the judgment of sentence regarding the contempt.
I don't understand how that's possible. Like I said, I'm
So
the
first of
man,
all,
I'm
watch your
beneficiary. You're
language.
treating me as if I'm the trustee, or I don't want to partake in any trust fraud or anything like that. Is this a QVA trust matter involved in this? Is my social security number attached to this at all? Go figure.
Mr. Styron, or whoever you wish to be addressed as, I'd suggest that you watch yourself because there's going to be more time coming. You keep it up.
For those of you who have never been arrested before and never worked in any of the booking process, this guy's fingerprints, it's felony, flee and elude, resisting, and no license, which more than likely was a traffic stop where he then fled, wanted to fight the officers, and was arrested, which means he was booked, which means there's a picture and fingerprints. Those fingerprints will tell you everything you need to know about a person. If he wants to fight and not give any name, it'll give you first name, middle name, last name, date of birth, where you live, who lives at that house with you, your social security number, yada, yada, yada. So it has already been confirmed that that's the guy they want to talk to. That's the guy they did it. Shit, if he's been in custody the whole time, it's kind of hard to, oh yeah, we lost him and then he wandered back, but now it's a different person. Like, that's not how that system works.
You will learn how to conduct yourself appropriately in these proceedings in this courtroom and before me. You will not in any manner whatsoever
You're trying to compel me to be somebody I'm not.
or this institution.
You have no evidence
It will not
to prove that
happen.
I'm who you say I am.
You will not talk to me in that fashion.
In what fashion? I'm not the one being unethical.
Very good. You'll serve the 30 days. We'll see. We'll see him on the 6th. Bond continued. Who wants to go next?
Alright guys, so that's the video. I will try my best to keep up with this. Like I said, there's a calendar right there. I'll mark down the 26th. I believe it was the 26th at 9 a.m., the 11th at 9 a.m. And I also lied a little bit. I said he was going to have a terrible 15 or 20 days. Turns out he's going to have a terrible 30 days. And I love that. People at the end are going to think, oh, Judge Simpson's laughing because he just sentenced somebody to jail and he thinks jail is funny. No, he's laughing because that's what you have to do in the face of stupidity. This guy, not the sovereign citizen, Judge Simpson has faced, we've all seen it, a dozen sovereign citizens at this point, a bunch of Moors who have no idea what they're talking about. They're talking out of their ass the entire time. This guy, right up until the end, I'm not the trustee, I'm not the beneficiary. Do you have my social security number? I don't want to be part of these proceedings. It's like, it's not how the law works. You can't just do something and say, oh, I'm not the trustee, I'm the beneficiary, therefore you can't charge me. And it's like, that's not how it works. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.